The perfect life. A lot of people believe that after graduation you should land a great job, meet the love of your life, get married, have 1.5 kids, and live in a nice home. Things often don't happen that way, and that's okay. The friends I do know who have more or less followed that path aren't necessarily happier than the friends who haven't followed that path. I'm sorry the 1.5 kids part took me out. Crazy exes. There is nothing normal about someone damaging your belongings or calling you multiple times a day after breaking up. This so much. My ex once seemed to take offense that he told me he was dumping me, and I simply said okay, I understand. Prior to this, when I had said I wanted to end things, he called and texted endlessly for days, made threats to show up to my place, destroy my stuff, until I caved and agreed to work on things. There's nothing romantic about being toxic and or obsessed, and it certainly isn't any kind of show of love. Celebrities lives. Nodding my head and agreeing with you while Real Housewives is on in the background. Being overworked / working all the time. You're not going to get an award for dedicating your life to work. No one will care outside of maybe your boss, but the reality is, if you left your job, they'd find a replacement for you in a snap. Was waiting for someone to say this. Being exploited is not a flex. Working so much, you can't have a relationship with anything other than your bed and a FWB is not a flex. It's sad and mentally exhausting. Don't let your job treat you like a toxic / manipulative so. Grand romantic gestures somehow cancelling out toxic behavior. My mom is stuck in a relationship like this and it drives me nuts. Having children. Travel. I love to travel, but not at the expense of having a home base. Also, travel involves a lot of tiring parts, and it's not all enlightenment and glamour. I have to disagree. For this one, it's all about what someone values. As someone who values history, traveling can really give you a perspective on life. I personally rarely travel just for recreational reasons. And as much as I love skiing and hiking, the main reason I travel is to see historic sites. The importance of travel just depends on what you values. Losing your virginity. As a young woman, I was led to believe it would be magical. It was painful, clumsy, messy and awkward, and nothing like that at all. But to mention how much damage this "you only lose your virginity once" mentality does to rape victims or just someone who made a bad choice of the first partner. Social media and this seemingly perfect life they have. I see so many people post this glamorous life they have with their job, significant other, and or friends. Going on vacation, or staying at luxurious resorts / villas. They have pretty friends, go out for glamorous parties with their hot boyfriend / girlfriend. When in reality, they are struggling to pay rent and find a steady job / partner. Social media is just a facade, and I wish people would stop romanticizing it. Oh, I hear you, Reddit stranger. It is the most romanticized of all. Controlling behavior in relationships, romantic partners, friendships, families included. That I agree, and I find it utterly annoying. Suicide and mental illness. Ah yes, I just had a flashback of when I was in high school. A girl in my math class was away for the week attending the funeral of her sister's boyfriend. He had killed himself after she broke up with him, and the whole situation was very emotional and tender for both families. I learned later he had a diagnosed mental health issue. One of the rather naive girls in our table group commented dreamily, "I guess she didn't know how much he loved her, just like Romeo and Juliet. Imagine someone being so in love with you, they'd die if they didn't have you." Even then I was like WTF, but now I'm like WTF. Infidelity, jealousy, or continuing to pursue / harass someone to date you after they've made their disinterest clear. Gig economies, overcoming hardship or poverty. Suffering is a badge of honor. I grew up poor, fought like hell to get out of an abusive marriage, and worked my off with 2 jobs to care for a special needs kid to finally land in a career that allowed me to buy a home. Yay, but I don't wish that struggle or hardship on anyone, so let's fix our systems so people don't have to suffer. Grass. Laying in grass is never as cute as it looks. It's itchy. Bugs too. Motherhood. I feel scammed by the society when it's about how maternity is shown. It's f***ing hard. It is still being so hard for me to build myself up after the birth, and it's very hard to open up to people about how I actually feel because of fear of being labeled as bad mother. I love my child, but motherhood sucks. I take care of kids all day for work. It's a very draining ordeal even there. It's very valuable and I love it, but I also hate it. It's a double-edged thing, as are many things. I know it's the right place for me because I value making a difference and in a way like I am, but I can empathize with moms everywhere because it's a lot of energy that goes into that, and I at least unplug one in a while. But you guys have the baby 24/7. Sometimes I'm envious I don't have a baby though. The grass is always greener, I guess. Hang in there. I can only bet it's a lot of work, but one day, when they are older, I think it will be a bit easier, and you will get some love back from your kid, and get to make some great memories together. Versions of ourselves that no longer suit us. As a 20-something-year-old who's recently exited academia, it's been hard to accept that the person I was and had envisioned for myself no longer supports my different aspirations. Mourning who we were at certain points in our lives is okay and healthy. The only way to grow and become better versions of ourselves is to allow ourselves to be authentic in where we are and where we want to be. I'm going through this right now. I grew up in a family and a social circle that wanted different things than what I really cared about, and people can't get past the fact that I'm changing. It's healthy to do so. Constant contact. I'm sure a majority of people have cell phones, access to email, social media, etc. But stop confusing accessibility as availability and romanticizing the speed in which we reply to people to mean either A, they clearly love you, or B, clearly they hate you. I'm not available 24/7. So many people need to hear this and grasp this. Eating disorders and mental illnesses. Was also gonna say this bulimia robbed me of my late teens/early 20s, slowly building myself back up though. Bipolar disorder. I hate it when people are like, OMG, I'm so indecisive, I'm so bipolar, lol ma'am, I have hallucinations and suicidal thoughts, shut the F *** up. The military lifestyle. Ugh, yes. It sucks lol, I couldn't wait to get out and never look back. Suffering. It does not make you stronger. It only reinforces trauma. Body types. We all have a body, and our shapes and sizes are all different, and the definition of health will look different on everyone. Toxic relationships. I'm not allowed to, he/she doesn't want me to. Motherhood/mothers. Also pregnancy. For some it is a wonderful time. For others it's miserable and sometimes scary/stressful. Parenting disabled kids. Not God didn't choose that mom for them, because they were the only one who could handle it. Came here to say, pregnancy 15 weeks in, and I've hated every minute. Can't wait to feel human again, but husband keeps reminding me that might not even happen. Beach vacations with young kids. It's literally the worst. Disinterest. If they are showing you disinterest, don't step up to their version of interesting. Be who you are, and the right one will fall for you. Also suicide/mental illness. Pregnancy, childbirth, and childcare. People over romanticize a lot of things about pregnancy and child rearing. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not demanding everybody be negative about it, but dispensing with sentimentality would certainly be far more informative and make women feel less guilty. Yeah, if I had heard more about hemorrhoids than about glowing skin before being pregnant, I would have probably feel way less like a failure for having hate this.